Choices were made. Welcome to another video of Cardboard East. My name's Jay. I think you can see me back here. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. I just got back from Spiel and I brought 62-ish games back with me, and I'm going to talk about them. Now, before we talk about the games that came in, this is not just games that I picked up at Spiel. These are games that were mailed to me while I was at Spiel. So I'm going to talk about them as quick as I can, because if I spent 5 minutes on each one, that's going to be a long video. And analytics tells me that you don't watch every single minute of these videos. Not that I'm bitter. I understand. You have time. Time is very important. So let's get to it. Now, this month, I'll be doing 3 Kickstarter previews, and here they are right front and center, and they are Ultimate Voyage, which is about the treasure ships of ancient China, the Ming Dynasty. And there are 3 games coming out next year with this theme, which is absolutely wild. And this is one of them. And it's about these treasure ships that leave like Beijing and go all the way to East Africa and Yemen. Like, it's just absolutely wild. This will be the next video coming out, so I'm really excited to share this with all of you. Now, the next video that's going to be up after that will be a Kickstarter preview, and that is Jisogi, which is this one. And if you are an anime fan, you're going to love this game. If you like anime at all, you're going to get this game, because this is the game that you've been looking for. This is the game that is all about anime arts, and you're creating anime, and the art on this is hilarious, and the English is super solid. So I'm very excited to show this to you, because whoo, it's going to be really, really good. Now, the week after that will be another Kickstarter launching. It's a good month for Kickstarters. Is Shallow Sea by Bad Comment, which is a Korean publisher. And this is the publisher that did Life of the Amazonia, which I really, really love. Definitely one of my favorite animal games. Nice little puzzle. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to do another video of these. So this will be the next 3 videos in October. And I'm going to squeeze in more of these. Don't worry, I got you. Whew. But one of the games that I want to talk about more than anything else is Majolica. Majolica? Majolica? Majolica. This is a Taiwanese board game. It was released in 2018, and that was the first year that I went to Spiel. And I worked at the Taiwan board game design booth where this was being sold, and I had a lot of fun memories with that game. Now, it came back in 2024 and the 2nd edition, and it's a lot faster and a lot smoother, and this sold out, I believe, day 2 or 3. And I can't wait to share with you like all my thoughts on this game. It's definitely much better than the 1st edition and plays much zippier. The big problem that I had with the original edition was that the in-between round cleanup took a little bit of time, and this one solved that through some very clever issues, clever mechanics. So I'm really excited to share this with you, because this is a gorgeous game. Now, as I mentioned, there are going to be 3 games coming out about the ancient treasure ships of like ancient China next year, which is absolutely wild. There's one from GMT, which is America. There's one from Japan, and there's one from China. And all 3 of them look really, really solid. Now, the original one was Ming Voyages. Now, this is a UK publisher, and I reached out to them and said, hey, 33 coming out next year. And he was like, yeah, we know. It's absolutely wild. And this is the only game about that theme, at least on BGG. So I'm planning to do a video where I compare like all 4 games, share what each one focuses on in terms of the history, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm really, really happy that I reached out to Alan, and he came up to me at the booth and gave this to me. So I'm really excited to share this with you. Moving on, there are so many games, not too much time. Okay, Veil of Eternity from Mandu Games, Korean publisher. This is the expansion. Now, a lot of people said that this is like a lighter version of Race for the Galaxy, where there are all these cards with tons of combinations, and that's fairly true. This is an expansion that I'm really excited about. I really enjoyed the first game. I did have problems with the first game because I felt like the text is kind of small, and then like it was kind of hard to see, and the way they had the board, it was like no matter where you sit, you have to read upside down eventually. But the gameplay was super solid. And every time I play, I'm using a different strategy. So I'm really curious to see what the expansion brings into play. Next up is, let's just keep on clearing these like one by one. This is Tori. Now I played Tori a few years ago. This is from Taiwan, and this is from the same publisher who did, oh my goodness, I can't remember. I'm thinking so much. Plague? Plague Doctors? Plague? Parliament? Corruption? Pathogen, yes. Oh my goodness. I know words. Pathogen is an abstract game from Taiwan for 2 players, and it is one of my favorite games to ever come out of Taiwan. This is from the same design team, and they're college kids. Wild. So I played this. I played the prototype many moons ago, and I asked them, "Hey, what about this? Have you tried this? This might make it a little bit smoother." And they tried it. They loved it, and now it's here in the game. And this is a very gorgeous production. So I'm really curious to try it. I am saddened though that there was some damage to this in the luggage because that happens when you're shipping like 60 games. But the game itself was not damaged, so I'm super thrilled about that, and I can't wait to get this to the table because it looks gorgeous. Whew, moving on. Oh, look at this. This is a game that I don't think anyone else left Spiel with. This is this is amazing robot, and you see this is like what, the honey ladle, but in this game it's a joystick. You put it in your hand like this, and your other hand is a claw. It's a claw machine game, and you're going to close your eyes. And then your partner is going to move this, and you're going to move your hand the right way, and then they'll double tap it, and you'll drop your hand, claw, pick it up, and then they'll move it somewhere else, double tap, and you drop it. And it is ridiculous how this is so much fun. And, and as simple as it is, just like that. This is what I call a baby shark game, because you could spend your whole life being a YouTuber, learning thumbnails, learning titles, learning how to edit software, learning Photoshop for your thumbnails, how to edit things, knowing how to do really good storytelling. And then you watch Baby Shark and you're like, what am I doing wrong? And that goes for like musicians, filmmakers, everyone. And you could overthink it, and you're thinking, am I overthinking this? And just like board game designs, you can have amazing Lacerda games, really heavy games, On Mars, Combine EV, and then you have like a game like this. That is just super simple and hilarious. And I call these Baby Shark games as of that. And this is a fantastic one. I can't wait to show this to you. And I'll probably have like a top 10 Baby Shark game list. I think it'll be fun. Whew, moving on. This is Bonsan from a Malaysian publisher. Now, I have played games from this publisher, Luma, before, and they do make really solid games. But this one is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know much about it. But when I opened it up, because I opened up all these games, if you don't know anything about Spiel, if you've never been, you need to go with an empty luggage, because the night before, you're going to be punching out all your games to reduce the weight, so that way you don't have to pay an exorbitant fee to ship all these games back to your home. And it's because it's not about space, it's about weight. It's more about weight. It is about space too. You're going to have to nest all of these inside each other. But when I opened up this one, it was already cram-packed with components, and I'm like, okay, well done. Like I can't fit anything else in here. But these player shields are like this Gucci purse things, and they're double-sided. Like it looks really nice. Like there's another one here that's like this envelope with like that. It's like a bill with the bills here. Like this is really nice quality. I'm like really floored. Like everything in here looks spectacular. So I really can't wait to tear into this one. And that one is Bonsan from Malaysian publisher Luma. All right, Oink. Now, this is, I think, one of the few games that I actually bought. I think Oink told me that they have an X amount of review copies, and that I reached out to them a little too late, which is unfortunate, I guess. This is a dice tray, and these are like an expansion for Deep Sea Adventure, and this is another variant or expansion of that, and these are dice trays, and you can put that in here, and you can put 2 games, any Oink games in here, put it in, and then you have like this nice little thing here. This is really cute. I can't wait to tear into this. I've been slowly getting more and more Oink games because I want to do another best and worst of Oink, Oink Part 2, because I think it's time. And I think there have been some winners and losers over the last few years with Oink, and I'm really looking forward to sharing my thoughts about those games. So many games! This one is from Singapore, from Singaporean publisher Origame. This is Chock-a-Block, and in it is like a tile laying or card laying game where you're building an apartment. And this is so funny to me because when you live in Asia, like when you look out your window, because chances are you live in an apartment or condo, and you look out your window, you'll see other apartments with tons of windows like this, and you'll see like stuff hanging on the balcony because people just hang their clothes out to dry, and you might see like grandma's panties or like some kid's baseball cap or like a cat out there, and this is kind of making fun of that, and it looks so cute and so approachable and fun. Board game always has really clean, clever designs, so I'm really looking forward to checking out Chock-a-Block. I put up a picture of this on my Instagram, and you follow that, right? And someone says, "What's in the Tichu box?" And it's Tichu. This is a Tichu deck that was given to me by a Brazilian publisher. Now, Brazil is a really interesting place because it's been producing more and more games, and surprisingly, really, really good quality. Their Grok games, they re-released Trick of the Rails, and their version of Trick of the Rails, it's here somewhere. I think it's, oh, there it is, up there, is really nice. Like, it's super nice, the definitive version of it. And this is Tichu. Now, I already have a Tichu deck, but I didn't want to say no. I felt really awkward, but it looks really nice and really beautiful. So this is Tichu from Brazil, which isn't Asia, but it is one of the games that made it back. Now, one of the games from Taiwan Board Game Design that did sell out was Trick or Treat. It was a 2 trick-taking games. This is a trick-taking game, and I'm really looking forward to trying it. This has a nice little Halloween theme, so this is going to get a lot of play this month for sure. And it looks just really adorable. I love the artwork here, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Last Penguin, which is from Korea Board Games, is another Baby Shark game. This game is absolutely hilarious. This is one of the few games that I did get to play, and it's a set collection. There's the different cards that make up a deck. Some of them are like plus points, minus points. Oh, this is plus points if you have 1, but if you have 2, it's worth a lot of negative points. So you have to balance that out. And then all it is just you peek at the top card, and then you put it down next to the deck, and you put a finger on it. Everyone puts a finger on it. And the last player to take the finger off wins the card. That's how I was taught the game. And the person next to me started it. And I put my finger on there, and I'm waiting for everyone else to lift up their finger. And then the person says, no, Jay, it's your turn. I'm like, wait, what? And I realized that as your finger is on that card, you have to look at the next card and then put it down somewhere else, and then everyone else puts a finger there. And so this game ends up being Twister with fingers, and you're just like doing this. I had to lift up a card with like these 2 fingers, which I've never done before in my life. I had to pick it up. You rested the card in someone else's hand and glanced at it. Ridiculous amounts of fun. Last Penguin, Korea Board Games. I give this one a thumbs up already. Whew, moving on, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, there aren't many Shakespeare games out there, so this is one that I'm looking forward to. I believe this is a shedding game. This is from a publisher in Taiwan, so I'm really looking forward to checking this out. Now, they did use some Gen AI art in here, and that's, it's a tiny publisher. I believe the publisher is actually just one person, so I understand why they need to cut their costs, but they're very, very transparent about it, which I did appreciate. This does look interesting, though, and I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a lot of games to talk to. Let's keep going. Sardinia. Now, this comes from Plate Games from Korea, and they're known for having these magnetic boxes like this. Now, Sardinia is a little tricky because you unfold it, and then this is the map. This is the map of the game. You can open it up here. That's the map. Woohoo! Now, if you're not careful, you may not know how to figure out how to put this back because it's not really necessarily in the rules. I paid attention to it very, very clearly to know that, like, okay, it's going to look like this. It took me, like, it took my friend, he said, like 10 minutes to figure out how to put it back together. So if you do get this, and this is an older game, but redone, and it looks really, really nice and clean. First time you open it, just be mindful of how it looks. Otherwise, you could waste like 30 minutes of your life trying to put it back in the box. So, Sardinia, check it out. Doodle Puzzle, which is a game from a Taiwanese publisher. This is Play With Us Design, and it's really cool because I actually used to live down the street from this publisher when I lived back in Taiwan. And I would go by and say hi to them like every now and then. And this is a drawing game, and it looks really, really cute. I don't know much about it. I've never played it. I haven't played most of these games, but it's a drawing game, and you could be terrible at art to play this game, which is great because I am terrible at drawing. So many games. This is Butterfly Garden, which is a re-implementation of Incognito, I believe. Anyway, it's an older game, but they made it, and I think the theme was like ancient Egyptian or something like that. And now they changed it to Butterfly Garden. You're placing these tiles down, and you're moving your butterflies, which are these nice acrylic plastic stands that are transparent, and sliding them around, kind of like Tsuro, like multiplayer Tsuro, but in a hexagon with butterflies. And it is as beautiful as you think it is. Look at this box and the spot UV here. Excellent job. And Korea Board Games always has a nice production. Now, with Yokohama, that was released recently, I believe it's a Canadian publisher that picked up the license from the Japanese publisher. I did a Yokohama versus Yokohama video. And since then, I've reached out to more and more publishers saying, hey, would you like an East versus West video? And I'm doing more of them, and people seem to like them. So I reached out to Dranda Games for their Explorers of Novoria, which is a re-implementation of a game from Shanghai. Now, I have that one. It's up there on my shelf. Oh, it's right here. So this is the original game from Shanghai, and this is the new one from Spain, I want to say. And I'm going to do a nice comparison video about these two, about how they're different, how they compare, what's different, what changed. I just think those are really interesting because it gives an opportunity to teach everyone about different markets, how something can work in one market but it doesn't work in another. And so publishers will often change a few things so that way it sells better in their own market. Now, Explorers of Novoria has the base game, but there's also an expansion, which I've never played. So I'm really curious to see what this expansion brings to the original gameplay. This is a nice Gateway Plus game. The unique mechanic is quite novel and really interesting. So if you've never played this game, I definitely recommend doing it. It is very colorful and it's very pretty. There was controversy because the artwork looks very, very similar to Kyle Farron from Leader Games. I mean, when you look at this, it's like, oh, is it a new game, the Root series? And there's nothing wrong with that. But, I mean, there was some controversy about it. But I will say that I think Kyle Farron is an amazing artist. And when you disrupt the industry that way, and like any other platform or any other product in any industry, if you disrupt the industry enough, there will be people who copy you. And so the art style is definitely heavily inspired by Kyle Farron. Kyle Farron does a phenomenal job with his games. All his games have a very unique look, and that's helped Leader Games have a very unique look. But I'm really curious to see what has changed with this one. But anyway, on to the next game. Now, I also picked up some games from the West, as I showed you with Dranda Games' Explorers of Novoria, even though that was a licensed game from China. Anyway, I really liked Phoenix New Horizon. I read a lot about this, and it looks really, really interesting. And I do like some heavy games, so this is a heavy game that I wanted to pick up. I love Fallout. I love just post-apocalyptic stuff. And this is Fallout, the worker placement game, so I'm totally down to try this out. Now, when I did pick this up, the publisher was like, hey, some people may have had more or too little of their wooden meeples, as well as some of the other components. So when you open it up, just double check. And then if you're missing anything, stop by the booth. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you for telling me that. But I'm also like, okay, not cool. I have to open this up, count every single thing inside. Luckily, I had a perfect one. So I was very happy about that. A friend of mine was wildly off, and then they spent a lot of time trying to fix it all back together. Another game from the West that was mailed to me that while I was at Spiel is Endeavor Deep Sea. Now, I really enjoyed the first Endeavor, but I did have problems with its mechanics on slavery. Like, it's like you want a little bit of slavery, but not too much. And I was like, that seems kind of weird. That's a weird message. And they got rid of that problematic theme, and now it's all about exploring the deep sea and polluting the ocean. No, I'm not about polluting the ocean, just exploring the deep sea. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Before you play, did a preview on it. I was like, this looks like a game for me. And so I wanted to pick it up. And my wife has been enjoying heavier and heavier games, so we're both looking forward to tearing into this one. Woo! More and more games disappearing. This is Farland, which comes from Thailand. Now, this year in 2024 was a very unique year because a whole bunch of Thai publishers, not from Taiwanese, but Thai in Thailand, a whole bunch of Thai publishers had one giant booth in Hall 4, and it was subsidized by the Thai government. Like the Thailand government helps pay money for all those publishers to have their own booth, and that was super, super cool. And this is one of the games that was there, Farland, which is about farming in the future. So I'm really looking forward to this. The components on this are actually quite nice. I got to meet the designer. He was very, very friendly, and like we talked a lot. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with all of you. I'm running out of room. Magic number 11 did an amazing job at Spiel. And like, I just really love this game. I just want to share my passion with everyone about it. And then it got a lot of people going to the booth. In fact, it sold out on day one, I think around lunch. And if you didn't pre-order it, it's tough luck. The publisher was very thankful. I was congratulating the publisher, saying, "Hey, good job! Everyone loves your game." And so many people came up to me, and it was like, "Thank you for this game. Thank you for this game." So I'm really taken back by that. The publisher was so nice. He gave me these nice little play mats here, which is where you put your team on here, so you can kind of see how they would look before you put them onto the main board, which is even great because I love this and I love that game. So like, it's going to be really cool to include this in my next game. Now, right now, I do want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me and said hi. I was extremely overwhelmed going there. Now, when I went in 2018, the last time I went, like not many people knew who I was. I had a little tiny blog and I wrote some reviews. Some people said hi, but now that I have a YouTube channel, like so many people reached out to me. I was very, very overwhelmed. When you make content and you throw it out there into the void, you might used to see likes and subscribes, but it's that face-to-face is just so different. And people come up to you and they're just like, "Hey, I played this game that you recommended. My kid and I love it." And then we have all this stuff and they're sharing these experiences with you, and you realize that you impact other people's lives in a very profound way. And it just really meant a lot to me. So thank you to everyone who reached out to me and said hi. If you ever see me in the future, please interrupt me. I don't care. Just say hi. I would love it. And it was just really, really, yeah, it was very overwhelming. The most memorable one was this one gentleman. I'm demoing a game. He taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Excuse me, I just want to let you know that my name's Chris. I play board games from Asia because of you." And it was just really cool. Put a big grin on my face. I was smiling ear to ear all day because of that. So thank you, Chris, for being awesome. Moving on. Battle Plotters is a nice little card game from Malaysia. I know nothing about this game. I believe it is a trick-taking game, and I'm really curious to try it out. Nice and little. I'm going to knock out most of these in the next week or so, so expect to see more of this. Moving Wild, which I have played, is a re-implementation of another card game. I forget what that card game is, but it's about a zoo, and you're picking up cards and dropping cards. Like there's a little bit of drafting to it. And the artwork on here is fantastic. The only problem that I have with it is that the font is maybe a little too small, but that's about par for the course with the Oink games because the games are always small. But the artwork on this is absolutely stellar, and it's a bit too much orange for my taste, but it is definitely loud on the shelf. I'll just leave it here. Look at that. Bam! Milkuro! Milkuro is a trick-taking game. This is trick-taking in black and white, rethemed with coffee and milk, and it is by far a better implementation of the theme. This looks really, really nice. This sold out also extremely fast. I believe like day one or day two. That's because they didn't bring many copies to the booth. I did talk about this. This did make my top 100 games from Japan, so I need to remake that list eventually. And I'm pretty confident this will still be on that list. Link It 4, which is from Korea Board Games. I know nothing about this game, except it has wooden blocks, and it has like nice like square mat. I know that sounds so silly, but I really, really love the look of board games from the aughts. Some people say it's too much beige in that time, but I bleed beige. This is great. So seeing this old school style presentation with like modern mechanics makes me really excited. And Korea Board Games always does a stellar job with their productions. So I'm definitely looking forward to sharing this with you. Oh my goodness. I thought I got all the publishers, but I missed a few here and there. I was discovering these booths. I made sure to stop by this booth and say hi. But the one booth that I wanted to say hi, that I was walking to the restroom and then walking back to the booth and I saw it there. I was like, oh, I didn't know they were here. I stopped by to say hi. This is Dice Tree Games. Now, if you know nothing about Dice Tree Games, man, let me tell you, you are missing out. They are known for taking old versions of games and then making them like super, super nice. If you look at modern art and you look at all the versions of it, the Korean version is by far the best one. I think it's the one that has an easel and a gavel. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. They have a version of Winter Circle, which is an older game about betting on horse track racing. And the horses are miniatures and are painted, and it just looks absolutely stunning. I just walked into the booth to say, hey, I'm a big fan of your games. I just want to say, good job. Introduce myself. That's it. And they're like, oh, you're Cardboard East. Here's a game for you to review. I'm like, oh, thank you. And they gave me this Scepter of Zavendor, and I don't know anything about this game. I think on BGG it says something like, be the best wizard through shopping, which I think we could all relate to. But I opened up this game, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And when they gave me this game, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I held it. I'm like, oh, yes, their games are really heavy. And I realized that this is not going to go in luggage. This has to go into the carry-on because this would just destroy everything. Like, it's super heavy. This would destroy the entire weight of the luggage. So it's definitely carry-on. I opened it up. Pieces are gorgeous. All this acrylic pieces. I don't think there's anything to punch out because everything's like plastic and plasticky goodness. So I'm really looking forward to tearing into this game. And I love, look at this. Like, it's just like this little bookmark here because it looks like a book. It's like a little bookmark inside. I love little things like that. And this looks absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to play this game. Hey, look, you can see my shoulders. So many games. Another game that I really can't wait to play is Overparked by Origame. I believe that it was on Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter might have ended. This is from Daryl Chow of Origame, a Singaporean publisher. Now, if you don't know Daryl Chow designs some really, really clean designs, and I really, really like his work. You may have noticed him from such Sashi and Shashi games as Come Sail Away and Remember Our Trip. Both of those were co-designs with Daryl Chow and Sashi. And those are also my favorite Sashi games. Now, Overparked is about drafting. You're drafting these tiles, which are actually cars, and you're trying to squeeze them into your own personal parking lot. And some cars that don't fit, you'll get negative points. I haven't played it yet, but I punched it out. And part of me was a little disappointed that all the cars are tiles, because I kind of wanted little car miniatures for everything. That would just look, the toy factor would just be amazing. But even better was that all the tiles were spot UV'd, and they kind of like gloss and shimmer like cars would, like in the afternoon sun. And that was really surprising and really cool. And when you set up the game, it looks really stunning on the table. And I definitely love this old style look to it. So I cannot wait to share this game with you. One game that I played last night was Formosa T 2nd Edition. Now, I've already played the prototype version of this. You saw the video, right? You saw the video, right? Like, subscribe. But this is the version of it. Now, there are some changes that didn't happen that I was kind of saddened by. Like the back of the cards, where you have like the Chinese character for 3 and then the Roman numeral for 3. They're both there. And I'm like, did you pick one or the other? Why both? That looks silly. And I remember they said, well, some people would not understand this. I'm like, those are idiots. Idiots would not understand it. This is 3, this is 2, and this is 1. Pretty simple stuff. But this, regardless of that, this is a fantastic game. I did get to try the T-Tree expansion, which adds a nice little twist to the game. And I really, really love it. And I think I'm always going to play the game with the expansion because I can't see playing it without it. So my favorite game from Taiwan just got better. And the box is even taller, which is really, really nice. Woo! And now we got small box games left. All right, tearing right through them. First one up is, this one is from Thailand. And this is from, is it from Thailand? Is it from Thailand? Yes, it's from Thailand. Coming up is Dinner Time from Thailand. I think it's dinner time because these ants are hungry and they're eating garbage. Because I guess ants don't have as a discerning palate as you and I do. Unless you eat garbage, why are you doing that? But Thailand is known for like lots of fun party games, and this one plays 4 to 10. So it's not, it says strategy game, but strategy is crossed out and sneaky. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing this game because it definitely looks like a lot of fun. Also from Thailand is Lotto. Now this is about winning the lottery, and there's a lot of Taiwanese culture that's infused in this game. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying this. I played this, I want to say like 2 years ago at Toby. Toby stands for Tobe, Taiwan Original Board Game Expo, and it is their Proto Spiel, which happens, I think, in September, right before Spiel in October. And I played this there, and super fun. So now I have my own copy, and I'm going to share with all of you. I'm definitely thinking I'm going to do like my top 10 favorite games from Thailand. Comment down below if you would like to see that video. Also from Thailand is Dying Message. Now this is a social deduction game where there is a serial killer at the table, and every night they'll kill someone. But the twist here is that the person who died is going to leave a dying message there, and the other players will kind of have to discern what that message means. Now, they'll place like a card there, but the killer will also place a card. So I remember I played this at Toby at a Proto Spiel, and it was really fun to see. I like social deduction games that aren't based on nothing. I like them that are based on something. It gives people focus on. And this one had like cards, and one of them was a watch. And so I was like, you're wearing a watch. It's a watch. He's a watch. The card is a watch. So obviously the killer must have a watch. The person saying that also had a watch, and he was the killer. And anyway, lots of fun. This is the original Thai version of the game, and they also have this version, which is the Japanese version of the game. So pick your flavor. I think Thailand, they prefer like these nice darker boxes, and in Japan, it's woo, loud pink. Jelly games, jelly games. Now, it's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Jelly Games, which did Minecart Town, and I made a whole video about that, right? You saw that, you liked it, you subscribed, right? They also had a lot of games at Spiel. They sold out, which is really, really cool. They have Dinky Dungeon. Is it Dinky? It's one Dinky, I apologize. Dinky Dungeon. And it's a nice little game about exploring a dungeon, and I really love it. I love this artwork here because it shows like these little heroes going into a cave, but at the very bottom is a hand showing that it fits in a player's hand. I think that's really, really cool. I can't wait to try this game out. Also from Jelly Games is Fixer. This is a trick-taking game for 2 to 4 players, and there's a little bit of area control involved as well. So I'm really looking forward to Fixer and Dinky Dungeon. And oh man, so many good games. So many good games here. And I won't be able to stand up and get out of here because I'm taking them off this table and putting them next to me. Speaking of trick-taking games, Yellow House from Mandu Games. This is from Korea. This is from the designer Gunnil. If you don't know Gunnil, many years ago, people were saying, yeah, there aren't many 2-player trick-taking games. And Gunnil heard that and messaged like, hold my beer. And then he's done nothing but design 2-player trick-taking games. And he had like a few shedding games there. Now this is one that is based off the Yellow House from Vincent van Gogh. And inside, man, look at this game. Like, there's like many games has great production. So all this fits into this little box here. Look at that, really nice, right? And then you get this little cloth mat. Like this is really nice. Like what games? Like it's just gorgeous. Like what? Wow. And it just pops on the table. It has this excellent table presence. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. And I think Gunnil has earned the right for a whole Gunnil video. What do you think? Comment below and let me know what you think about doing. I could do a whole video on all of his games, and I could rank them all from 1 to, I want to say 8. I think he's done 8 games. And speaking of more trick-taking games, we have Hot Pot Holic, which is a trick-taking game about hot pot that involves dinosaurs or cute little animals. And this is really weird because this is a dual hot pot. I think it's called spicy hot pot. So what they do is it's a giant bowl that has a wall in the middle. So this is like the spicy soup, and this is the other soup. And so you could pick your vegetables and dip them in either one, take your meat, dip them in either one. And like these guys are sitting in the soups holding like hands. It's a little weird. But theme aside, very cute artwork. I'm really looking forward to trying this one. This is one of the games that sold out at the Town Board Game Design booth. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you. Next up is Let's Play Board Games. Now at Spiel, they have a game called Similo. It's not here, it's here somewhere. Oh yeah, right there, Similo. Now Similo is a very simple card game, but at Spiel, like they do this cool cross-marketing thing where every card in Similo has another game that's going to be at Spiel. And so you can go to multiple booths and pick up Similo, and then there you are. You have this nice little, cute little pamphlet card game that has artwork from all these different board games. So this is a Taiwan version of that for this year. So I'm really looking forward to this one. This doesn't have English rules, but I can't wait to tear into this game and share my thoughts about it with you. And I believe, what is this? Like new cutting edge board game buyer is what it's called in Chinese. Awesome. Journey to the West. I really love Journey to the West. My favorite anime based on Journey to the West is Dragon Ball. Not Z, but Dragon Ball. And that's my favorite one in the Dragon Ball series. This game comes from China. And this is the box. This is the box. And I know that they probably did this because they didn't want to pay a tooling cost for it to keep it low. But this is a shedding game based on Journey to the West. And I love this story. And the artwork looks super, super cute. And I can't wait to try this game out. Now, if you know nothing about Chinese culture, let me just drop a little bit of things here for you. There are 4 great books in Chinese culture. And every kid in Taiwan and China, they learn about and they read. If they don't read it, it's like their version of Shakespeare. And this is by far probably the most widely known one. This Journey to the West and Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Okay, Romance of the Three Kingdoms is probably more well known and has more movies. But Journey to the West is really good. And there's also a Zhou Xingchi, not Chow Yun Fat, Ed, what's his name? Stephen Chow. That's right. Stephen Chow did a Journey to the West movie, part 1 and part 2. And let me tell you, part 1, the last like 30 minutes, had me in tears. I was laughing so hard. So Journey to the West, I can't wait to play the card game. Oh yeah. Woo! But Sashi has 1 a.m. jailbreak. This was a big splash at Spiel. I saw a lot of people running and picking this up. This is a shedding game, and I really enjoy it. And as well, like you're digging a tunnel to get out, and you're splaying this. It does take a lot of space. But nevertheless, I really enjoy this game, and I picked it up. And also, I got Over Tourism Kyoto. Kyoto is where Sashi lives. This is a collaboration with Tansan, who's another publisher and designer. And this is like this nice 32-card game. I've never played it. There's a QR code for the English rules. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out and sharing it with you. Other games I got from Taiwan is Kimono Memories. The next game in the series of Hanamakoji, or geisha games from Taiwan, or Emperor S4. So if you played Hanamakoji, or Shadows of Kyoto, or there's a third one. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. But anyway, this is the 4th one in the series. Kimono Memories. There has been a lot of content about this already, so I'm really looking forward to checking that out. But this one, Kimono Memories looks really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I can't wait to play this. Haniwa is a game that got picked up from a European publisher, a French publisher, Mosoka Studios. And this is originally a Japanese game, and it has this very cute artwork and has these gorgeous tiles. And the production quality is just off the charts. So I'm really looking forward to checking this game out and sharing my thoughts about this with you. Blot. This is not a board game from Asia. This is from a French publisher. And the French publisher just wanted to say hi and say thank you for me introducing all these games from Asia. And they gave me this as a gift, and I'm really looking forward to trying Blot. I believe it's a trick-taking game. And it's just, I love Vikings. I love the Viking theme, so I'm really looking forward to trying this game out. Betty Botter bought some butter. Now, that's pretty easy for me to say, and I expect it's going to get even more and more difficult. This is from Plate. This is a Korean publisher. Maybe it's harder for them in Korean. I taught myself how to read Korean a few years ago. I've forgotten everything. The alphabet is quite simple. You could probably learn it in a week. But you won't know what you're saying or what you're reading, but you'll be able to pronounce everything in a week or so. But I really like word games, so I definitely want to check this one out. Shadow House, the Code from Emperor S4. We're almost there. We're almost at the end. This is a nice little deduction game. This is the second game in the Shadow House series. So I definitely need to review both of those games and let this one out and let you know. So many games, but I'm definitely looking forward to sharing this one. Oh, Big 2. Now, Big 2 is, this is from Plate, Korean publisher, known for their magnetic games, and they've used fewer and fewer of those and started just putting games in cardboard boxes. Big 2 is probably the classic shedding game, or Dala, or Big Old 2. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I like Landlord more, or I like other games more," but a lot of those are all based off of Big Two. And I grew up playing Big Two. I remember I had friends, like a Vietnamese friend, a Japanese friend, and we all knew how to play this game, but we all had different ways to play the game, the little variants of rules, because our parents each played differently. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this version handles it and seeing what rules are unique. Also, the artwork on this game looks phenomenal. Plate did another stellar job. Speaking of Plate, they also did Gollum, which is a trick-taking game, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I believe in this game, the trick is that you have these gems, and you have to get rid of the gems and the cards. Oh yes, it's a shedding game. So you're trying to get cards out of your hand, you're trying to get these gems out of your hand. The gems give like a plus or minus one on cards. So you have to be very, very careful and clever with how you get rid of cards. Gollum. All Play has Lure. Now, All Play is an American publisher located in Oklahoma City, and their office is in a mountain. Now, I'm not lying; it's really in a mountain. Anyway, Lure is a reimplementation of a Taiwanese game called Dice Fishing, Lure and Catch, catch and lure and catch. It's a dice chucking game, and they redid it with new dice, and the dice are like customized dice for this game. So it looks like a gorgeous production. I can't wait to do an East versus West comparison on it. But yeah, moving on right along. Treat and Cheat. Now this is, or Treat or Cheat. Yes, Treat or Cheat. This is by Julius. Now Julius is a Taiwan designer, and this is he's his own publisher. And more interesting than that, though, him and his wife both work in the medical field. He's an actual doctor. She's a doctor as well, I believe. And all his games are themed with medicine involved. Like this is about people who are going to the ER, and some people are going to cut in line to make sure that they get service, which is weird because that doesn't really happen in Taiwan because they have really good health insurance and don't have to worry about that. But I really love that this has a medical theme to it, so I'm really looking forward to checking this game out. Right here, front and center, is Kaki Lima, downtown Kuala Lumpur. Now, this is the sequel, standalone expansion for Kaki Lima, except this one now is in Kuala Lumpur. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays. I love the cover of this game. I love it. I love it. One of the cool things that Luma, this Malaysian publisher, does is that they hire a culture specialist who they consult with and make sure that everything is like accurate in terms of the culture and make sure the culture is well represented in all their games, which is really, really cool that they do. And that I'm hoping more publishers take the lead on. Okay, which stack to go through? Two stacks left to go. 7 Grave comes from Taiwan. I don't know anything about it. The publisher, bless his heart, like Shifan from Taiwan, he tried to teach it to me, and I was like super dead tired, and I was falling asleep, and I feel so bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Shifan. But this game does look really clever. Shifan is a really excellent designer and some clever design, so I'm really looking forward to trying this one out. And the artwork looks spectacular. Number chain comes from Korea Board Games. I always do a stellar production. I really, really like this. I love the clean look of all the cards, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying this one out. I really like clever card games, and Korea Board Games definitely looks like it has some up its sleeve. Now, they also had another one called Stella Quest. I did play Stella Quest a few years ago, and I didn't like it too much because it had a completely different theme. I believe it was like a zombie voodoo doll, and you had to collect like the arms and stuff, but they rethemed it with a gorgeous artwork. So if you got that, kudos to you. It looks good. And number chain, I'm looking forward to trying out as well. Slime Monster. I know nothing about this game. This comes from Korea, and it just looks really, really cute. Slime Monster, which comes from Dice Tree Games. It's just so bizarre because they're used to making like these big, heavy, like resource management games, and this one is a nice, cute little card game. So I'm really curious to check this out to see how this simple card game has a little bit more meat on them, because I love seeing how publishers are exploring more and more card games. Ubibo, this is Ubibo, and it is hilarious. This is like Twister with your fingers. So like you're gonna flip over a card, and it's gonna give like a finger, and then so you and someone else is gonna have to hold this stick together. And as everyone draws more cards, you're gonna have more and more things like this. And it's that nuts, it's this bananas. You're gonna have to hold this shape together like this, and it's going to get more and more intricate, more and more complicated, and it's going to look even crazier than this. And then there are these balls here, which you have to put in between the sticks, and it's hilarious. And thankfully, these are like foam balls, so that way they're not ping pong balls. They're not gonna when it falls, and this will fall, it will collapse. This structure will collapse. The balls won't like ping pong away to like Oklahoma. Like they're just pop, 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 pop there. So, but this is a really, really fun game. This is what I call a baby shark game. So definitely, I can't wait to create content. I don't know how I'm going to do the photograph here, but I'm going to make some content for it, and it's going to be awesome. Chopsticks away. Moving on, this is a trick-taking game called Werewolf from a Brazilian publisher, picked up by a UK publisher. So this is someone who just gifted me a game. They're like, hey, I like your content. Check this out. So I'm really looking forward to checking this out. The artwork here is really, really cute. And yeah, it just looks like so much fun. Loving all the trick-taking love. Fun fact, I recently learned that trick-taking in Russian is called bribe-taking. Wild, a bribe-taking game. Hilarious. Soloween comes from a Taiwanese publisher, Play With Us Design. Fun fact, I used to live down the street from them. Really cool people. I really love this game. It's a two-player abstract, and even though the gameplay is very simple, the asymmetrical play makes this game sing, and I really, really love what they've done here. This is a new version of the game. They are also known for Vita Moors, which won a UKGE award. This is one of the few deduction games where it's not about what you say. It doesn't reduce down to an argument. It's about the actions. And you're deducing which faction people belong to by the actions they take in the game. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Ito! This is the new English version of Ito. And it is very classy looking. Now, this one has like these nice clean numbers, nice clean deck, and they got rid of like this little sheet of paper with the numbers, and now they've made that, all those themes and prompts into cards, so it's a little bit easier. This is one of the best party games from Japan. It's criminal that it wasn't in my top 100 before. It should be in the top 100 board games of all time from Japan. And I'm going to be doing one top 100 from Asia, and I think this will definitely be on that list. This is really good. Arcane Wonders picked up the English license, and this is the copy that I have. 4 more games! Venice Connection from Plate is a nice little tile-laying game about making canals from Venice. It feels like the river expansion from Carcassonne, if it was its own little game. 3 more games! Trishaw Frenzy, or 15 Ha Frenzy. It's a game. This is a game from Malaysia, from the publisher Luma. Now, I really love how bright and colorful all their games are. And this is packed. You hear, this is packed with stuff. Usually, I nest games within games. I never had to do this with any of their games because all their games are like super, super dense, lots of components. This is a nice little Thailand game about like these Malaysian versions of a rickshaw. And I'm really curious to try this. Like I said before, they have a cultural specialist that specializes in this to make sure everything's like culturally accurate. And I really can't wait to check this game out. Fellowship of Fate from Hobby Japan. Now, this is a language independent game, and there are English rules on a QR code here. I had this in Chinese, and I think I sold it away because I didn't have the English rules for it. Now there are English rules for it, and I got it from Hobby Japan, and I can't wait to play this game again. And last but not least is Rubber, Paper, Scissors. This is tic-tac-toe and rock, paper, scissors all in one game. It sounds silly, but it actually works really well. This is also what I would call a baby shark game. I had a copy of this, and out of all the games I brought across the Pacific, this was the only one that was absolutely crushed beyond play. It was just crumbled. And now I told the publisher about it. He knew about it, and he's like, Jay, come here. This is for you, buddy, because I noticed yours got destroyed. Please make sure it doesn't get destroyed on the way back home. I was like, yes, I'm sure. I put this in my backpack because I didn't want to get it destroyed. But I'm really, really excited that I have the new version of this game because it is quite solid. You think it shouldn't work, but it totally does. Highly recommend. Woo, look at that table. Nice and empty. Don't look at my floor. It is filled with games, as well as the wall behind me. Now, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. I have 3 Kickstarter previews this month, as well as a lot of games from Spiel to get through, and then Tokyo Game Market's right around the corner. But that just means more games for me to share with all of you. Once again, my name is Jay. I play board games from Asia and share it fine with all of you. If you'd like to see this channel grow, please like and subscribe. If you want to help the channel grow even more, please join our Patreon where we have a monthly board game giveaway. Oh, one more thing before you go. This month, I'm going to be giving away 5 games for my monthly board game giveaway for the top tier Patreon supporters. That's right, 5 games. Here are 4 of them right now. The first one will be Trick and Snipers from Mob Plus. I really like this game before, and it's a little bit waning, but I think it can find a better home with someone who loves it. Also, there'll be Hipparchus from Gunnil, a Korean board game designer who focuses on 2-player games. I already have a copy, and this one arrived, so I have an extra one to give. Also, there's Grim Reaper Preschool. I have a copy. This one arrived, so I have another copy to give away to all of you. Also, I have this one, which is a Taiwanese shedding game. This is designed by Wang Yu, a Taiwanese designer who showed his wife Scout. She didn't like negative points, so he designed this one for her. And there'll be a 5th mystery game that I'll reveal on the vlog series, showing all to you. It won't be a big game, but it will be an out-of-print game that's hard to find. So if you're interested in getting any of these games, please join the monthly giveaway, where I'll be giving this away to the top tier Patreon supporters. It's a raffle, so you might have a 50-50 chance. But what's life without a little risk? You heard that right. I'll see you in the next video.